What's up, guys? This is Showtime's Fight Forum. I'm your boy Showtime. This is where we talk all things fight, combat related. Make sure you follow me, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Follow me on social medias at Papa Showtime or at Josh Showtime. Either one, you can find me. Now, today's conversation is going to be about Vasily Lomachenko. All right, the former pound for pound king, y'all king. He was never my pound for pound king, but he was close. And question is simple for this: is Vasily Lomachenko washed? I don't know. Let's dive into it. He just fought this past weekend versus Jamil Ortiz, who's a young up-and-coming fighter. I believe we have 17-0. I think he fought at super featherweight and came up. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure about the super featherweight. However, one thing I do know, he was definitely bigger than Vasily Lomachenko. That was made apparent right then and there. This is a fight that a lot of people did not take seriously. People thought that this was just a tune-up fight, kinda. Yes, he's undefeated, but he's a little green. And it's a capable opponent that Loma should honestly pick apart. That's not how that fight went. I don't care what the scorecards say. That was a competitive fight, period. Especially like the first 8 rounds, super competitive. And Ortiz was really giving him the work since a few of those rounds. And the early rounds, I believe rocked him and hurt him. It's honestly the progression of time now, man. We have to understand Vasily Lomachenko is older. He's in his mid-30s now. The game is gonna catch up, and he's at this weight class that is, in my opinion, the toughest weight class in the world at lightweight. He's also not a real lightweight. He's smaller. So you're smaller, you're getting older, and you're fighting all these young cats. Bro, the game's gonna catch up quicker. I don't care how good your footwork, how many amateur bouts you done had, how you did the dozy-do with the 2-2s and all that stuff for 30 years. I don't care. Don't matter. It don't. What matters is what we're seeing right now. And not to mention that year layoff that you took, unfortunately, because of the whole war with Ukraine, which I respect. You gotta fight for your country. But at the same time, I'm going to look at it through two perspectives. I'm not going to be super critical over this performance because, one, Ortiz could be better than we think. Two, that layoff could have really hurt Lomachenko, which is very possible because he's an older guy. He might need to be a little bit more active to, get his flow with things, especially a guy that utilize his feet so much in his combinations and his defense. You might have to keep getting that mat time, and then that time off trying to fight that war might have honestly, messed you up. So you might be better in your next fight. Who knows? So it could be the cost of 2 coins. So I'm not gonna sit here and critique him too harshly like a lot of people are, because at the end of the day, he still won, which goes to show you that he's still a top dog, and we have to put respect on his name. So let's not completely say he's fully washed, but I will say the peak of Lomo's gone. He's not gonna get any better than what we've seen. He's still good, and I still think he belongs amongst the top. However, he's not the Lomo that everybody was acting like everybody was scared of. He's not that guy anymore. These guys are coming up. These guys are better. These guys are good. They caught up with him. It's just the way it is. The same tricks that he did ain't working no more. There's no fear. Ortiz had no fear in this man. And I don't know if it's because they did spar before, but it was no fear, and he just took it to him. Now, there's just so many guys that are in that division now, and it's gonna be very interesting to see what Lomachenko does next, because I know he wasn't really impressed with how he performed. Does he think he's ready for Devin Haney and just go right into it, or does he want another tune-up fight to see if he's ready for it? I do think now is probably the only time he might actually have to fight Haney, because I already said this before. I don't think Haney has too much longer to be in that division. Probably has 2 to 3 more fights left at 135 before he bumps up. I know he wants to fight Lomachenko because, Lomachenko had all the belts when he was trying to get the belts. But at the same time, I don't think he's going to wait that much to jeopardize his health. So Loma knows his time is ticking. He's also, he might also say, this might be my last shot for another world championship. And this is a unified world championship. So I have to take this now. And we have to think about how this fight's going to go. He's not going to fight Tank. That's not going to happen. Tank ain't fighting really anybody we want him to fight. That's unfortunately the facts that's happening right now. If the Ryan Garcia fight isn't gonna get made, then we're gonna get a fight that we don't want Tank to be in. That's just straight facts. All right, because there's only 3 people we really want Tank to fight, or at least for me, there's only 3 people I want Tank to fight. Actually 4. First one is Ryan Garcia. We already know why. Don't need to go into detail. Lomachenko, just because you have the great defensive wizard versus the explosive offensive freaking tank. We already know. And then, then of course, Devin Haney, because Devin Haney got all the belts. And once again, great defense, great offense. Let's see how it goes. And then the other one I'm going to say is Teofimo Lopez. I still want to see that fight. Tank has fought 140. Why could we not try to make that fight too? And, you know, they say Tank can fight at 140. He won a belt there. Fight Tio. So, yeah, there's 4 fights that I would love to see it. But we know he ain't getting none of those fights if he wins. I mean, not if he wins, but next. If that Ryan Garcia fight don't happen, we ain't getting other ones. So, might as well just go ahead and sleep on that. So, like I said, it just leaves Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. Now, if that fight does happen, realistically, Devin Haney should be the favorite. I mean, there's no reason why he shouldn't be. But let's keep it a stack. Devin Haney is in his prime, and he's only going to get better. He's 23. 20 freaking 3. Mike Tyson's age. Around Mike Tyson's age when he was world champion. Like, the evolution of Devin Haney is only going to get better from here. So, this would be the best time to fight him. And then you got, like I said, Lomachenko, who's getting worse. Great, both of them, great defensive skills. Both can counterpunch. Both aren't the biggest punchers, but Lomachenko can get you out the way more than Devin Haney could. So, I mean, I hope that's the fight that we do see next. I think that's the fight we probably will see next. I think they're all part of the same promotion, so it's like, you know, once again, why not make that fight anyways? And it'll be way better than the George Gambosa fights. I can tell you that. So hopefully that's the fight to make. I'm gonna say right now, I don't think Lomachenko's is washed. I just think that he's plateaued. So I think there's 2 different things. We will see obviously when these guys fight, or if they do fight, because once again, there's too many dogs in this one freaking race, and for nobody to fight each other. Way too many of these guys, and nobody's fighting. Come on, man. And here's the thing. I know for a fact Haney ain't scared of nobody. For Haney to do half the stuff that Haney does, I know Haney's not scared. I know Lopez isn't scared. I know he's not at 135, but I also know he's not scared to fight anybody. I'm not going to disrespect Tank and say he's scared. I don't believe Tank is scared. I've said this several times, and I'm going to continue to say this because I don't want people to think I hate this guy or I think he's a chump or something. Tank is not scared of any human being on this earth. I stamp that. I know that. I don't even have to say I believe it. I know he's not. Just you go to West Baltimore, be born and raised there, and then see how much fear you have in your life, because I guarantee you ain't going to be too much. So once again, I know he's not. It's more so his team. I don't think they're scared. I just think that they're protective. It's a difference. And I don't think Ryan Garcia is scared of anybody. I don't. I don't think you do all that rapping and calling people out. He's not a YouTube star like Jake Paul. He's really about that life. I don't think he's doing all that rapping just to say, oh, I'm going to pull out. Yeah, he pulled out once for mental health. Adrian Bronner did too. Y'all going to call him a punk? I don't think Adrian Bronner's a punk either. However, we have all these guys in one division. They all freaking need to fight. And I don't think Lomo's scared either. I already said this before about most foreign fighters. Most foreign fighters don't give a damn. Normally, if there's 2 foreign fighters, the fight gets made. Normally. I'm not saying that never happens, but there's less politics when you have a foreigner trying to make a fight, because I don't know. I feel like the politics is nowhere near as bad as it is with Americans. Americans in business is just A side, B side. Oh, you get this percentage. You get this percentage. No. This doesn't work. We got to do this in Atlanta. No. We got to do this in Texas. Like, there's so much BS that happens in it. But you know, when you're someone else, like Better BF, it's like, oh, where are we fighting? Cool. Let's go ahead. Let's get it in. You ain't getting that. So hopefully these guys fight each other. I want to see what's next. Who's the real best guy in that division. Right now, I'm going to stamp it's Devin Haney just because he has all the belts. But we really don't know. And I want to find out. We know a tournament ain't happening. Oh, yeah, and I forgot Shakur Stevenson's in the freaking division now. Yeah, I would love to see Shakur Stevenson versus Loma, but I think Lomachenko would get washed by Shakur Stevenson. So, yeah, there's too many dogs. They all need to fight each other. Please let it happen. Please. But I would love to hear what you guys think. Do you think Lomachenko's washed? If so, please tell me why. And if he's not, I definitely want to hear why. But as always, man, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Follow me on all social medias. Thank you for watching. As always, make sure y'all be blessed.